aka Best Bail Bonds. Big game coverage live from Las Vegas. Powered by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Synergenics, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, everybody gather up. We got something to talk about. It is the Morning Huddle. He is R.J. Ochoa, managing editor of Blogging the Boys. I am Rob Thompson, the bespectacled professor today. Hey, we're a little hungover, but things are popping up on a busy Radio Row. We told you he was coming. Here he is. Jalin Hyatt, wide receiver. Should have been a Cowboy. He ain't. He's a Giant. We get to talk to him yet again. You know, Jalin, we had a chance last year to talk to you prior to the draft and got a chance to get to you and see what was like getting into the draft. If you could talk to yourself this time last year, 365 days, almost to the day, what would you tell yourself?
Don't think that much.
Yeah.
Keep preparing. As far as combine wise, if I had to go back, I think I was thinking too much, man. Just, when you get on that stage, it's a whole different story. So I think that's the biggest thing I tell myself. Just go out there and do you. At the end of the day, that's probably what I say.
Yeah, I feel like for rookies, the season's been over about a month now, but your college season ends and you start combine prep, and you got to do, maybe you come to Radio Row. Not everybody does, whatever, but then you got to interview with teams, or some guys are doing the Senior Bowl or whatever the case. Then you get drafted, and then you got to be a pro. Exactly. So you're kind of off for the first time in about a year.
Yeah, this is my first time where I'm really off my legs. Because right now, if I had to go back last year, I'll be training for the 40,
right,
or doing something, as far as getting ready for the combine. But, just taking a break off my legs for the first time, actually sitting back and just resting, relaxing, and, getting right back ready for year two. Because, football comes fast, man. It comes right back to you, So, take a little break now, but, when March come by, I'm right back out there training again. So
RJ put it great. You just spent roughly 2 consecutive years training and prepping.
Yep.
How long has it been, or have you reached that point where you're waking up and nothing hurts? Nothing's...
It was for myself personally, when week 10, week 11, week 12, really week 13, when that hit, it kind of hit me. Man, this is a long season because you go from college playing 12 games, and obviously if you make playoffs,
sure,
it's a little more. But you get a little break between those. You play 12 games, that's it. Up here you play a little more. Play 18 games. So it was a little, for myself when week 13 hit. I had to start learning, what do I need to do with my body? How do I need to start preparing? Do I need to get in the ice tub more? Do I need to start doing more on my, as far as massages or, just anything therapeutic that I knew that could help. And it really starts with the vets. That's kind of who I laid
who's the guy you go to?
Yeah, for myself, it was Sterling Shepard.
Yeah. Good call.
He was just the leader in that room, the vet in that room. And, I just asked him about little things, and not only that, I had a locker right beside him, too, as well. So he always stayed on just right there, always making sure I'm doing the right things, making sure I'm, on time, early, everything that you need to do as a rookie, he was making sure I was doing. And, anytime I needed advice, I'll go to him. So, I'll say Shep for sure, with my advice.
I told you I covered the Dallas Cowboys. You were pumped. You were so excited about that, obviously. But obviously covering the Cowboys, I've got heavy eyes, heavy ears on the NFC East. And, coming off of the 2022 season, the Giants were in this super interesting spot. They draft Jalin Hyatt. Holy crap, that sucks. I would have loved for him to have gone anywhere else. I was a big fan of you and Josh Downs. So he goes to the Colts. That's not my problem. You're kind of my problem. And that's okay. But it was an interesting season, right? Everything kind of somber at first, but then this fun energy, all the injuries to really felt like everybody. The Tommy DeVito story becomes its own thing, and you're dealing with life as a professional for the very first time. Your overall, now that you've had some time to decompress, thoughts on your first season with the New York Giants?
Yeah, just, if I had to look back at it, it was a difficult season for us,
sure,
for sure. And what makes it hard, for myself, when I was on the field is, we had 3 different rotating quarterbacks. Obviously we started with DJ. He gets hurt. We put Tyrod in, and he gets hurt.
Right.
And DJ kind of gets back. He gets hurt again, and then we put Tommy out in the fire. So as a receiver, what people really don't understand is, man, it's hard to play with 3 different rotating quarterbacks because all quarterbacks like their own things.
Sure.
Not all quarterbacks are the same. Tyrod likes his specific plays. Tommy DeVito likes his specific plays, and DJ obviously likes his specific. So it's a whole different thing, as far as when we were, preparing for games. It was difficult with that, and at the end of the day, injuries happen, in the league. Injuries happen in college. So I can't, you can't sit here and make an excuse about that, So, but as a team, I still feel solid about us. We have great players, in that locker room. We have good vets in that locker room. I think for us, it's just we just got to come and be a complete team, and play as a complete team, because we have done that in some games. And just for myself, I know I can obviously get better, and that's just going to come with reps, and just with a new season, and just all those things. But just as far as year one, it was a little difficult, but at the end of the day, I feel like it made me a better player, and that's what you want. So I just can't wait for year two.
On the subject of reps, like I said, I keep tabs on everything, and there's when a team has a season like that, a lot of fans say, like, okay, people say tank. I mean, you hear all this different stuff, whatever, but people get kind of have to focus on the future, right? They start to kind of throw their old toys away or whatever, and Jalin Hyatt's a big part of the New York Giants' future. And so a lot of people that I follow are like, why is Jalin Hyatt not involved more? Why is they want to see that because they want to see the future accelerate because they're tired of whatever's happening in the moment. This happens to teams all over sports. Do you view yourself as kind of the Sterling Shepard to the future guys? I mean, because I don't know how you couldn't or you wouldn't given the success you've had to this point in your life.
Yeah, I'm a very confident player, and I think just everything with it is that I just want to be the best player I can be. And even though that I might have had limited opportunities, it is what it is. I can't look back at it and be like, man, like they didn't throw me the ball, they didn't do this. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. My focus now is year two. My focus now is like, okay, you did what you had to do year one. Like, what can we do to improve year two? That's my mindset. I don't even think about year one anymore. I know I'm gonna get more opportunities this year. I know that this year can be the year for me, and every year can be the year for you. It's all about opportunity. So I'm gonna take advantage of my opportunities this year. Whenever they come, and hopefully do whatever I got to do to help us win games.
Jalin Hyatt, wide receiver, New York Giants, former Tennessee Volunteer, number 13 in your scorebook, number 1 in your heart. What's it like in New York? I mean, you got the city, you got the Apple, you got a little bit of money in your pocket, you're playing a big time. Is that the place you wanted to be? Is it everything you thought New York would be?
Yeah, New York was one of the spots I wanted to be. Only thing that sucks about New York is taxes.
Wow. Something you didn't even think about this time last year.
Oh, my gosh. And, so that's the only thing about it. But, obviously it's New York. You got the food spots. You got, really anything you can think of is in New York. But, I don't go to New York, as far as New York City that much.
Right. You stay in Jersey? Where you live?
Yeah, I stay in Jersey, about 15 minutes away from the facility. So I'm right there. But at the same time, if I need to get to the city, it's only 10 minutes away.
Have you done a show? Have you seen, like, Cats? I mean, have you done the Broadway stuff? Have you done anything like that?
I was supposed to. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of things this offseason.
Yeah.
Well, now you have time.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna go to a Knicks game. See how that is. I want to go to one of those runaway shows. Just to sit there and just watch it. Just to watch it. But,
of the city for sure.
Yeah. Everything like that. So I'm gonna definitely make sure I have some time where I can really experience New York City and and actually see its full value. Because when I got here last year, I was straight to OTA, rookie minicamp, OTAs, training, so it was a little different story. So, I'll definitely, scope it out a little more.
Life very different for you, doing different things, probably signing a lot more autographs, stuff that you hadn't done in your past. Writing Jalin Hyatt. It's really inconvenient for you that your last name wasn't Jalin $1 billion.
Should have been.
Because the fact that it's Jalin Hyatt has led you here today.
Yes.
It worked out greatly, but $1 billion would have been kind of cool.
Yep.
But you had the NIL deal with Hyatt, and it just was like the most obvious thing in the world. It's cool that it was able to work out. What are you doing with Hyatt now? Obviously, as the offseason.
Do you check in as Mr. Hyatt?
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, oh crap, Mr. Hyatt's coming.
Yeah, I do check in as Mr. Hyatt. That's one of the best parts about it is when I go in there and I'm like, what's your name?
He's younger than I thought
Mr.
he would
Hyatt.
be.
Yeah. So
the boss.
I definitely say some stuff like that too.
So the perks. I mean, can you just like head down to Mexico, sit in the Hyatt property?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what I'm trying to do. With my family this year around March. Because I never been out the country. My family had never been out the country. So, it's gonna be a great time. Hyatt, going at a Hyatt resort, staying in Mexico, and spending time with my family, for a couple of days, and heading back. So, but just talking about Hyatt, just everything they have done. Just partnerships, obviously, I had a little NIL deal with them my junior year, but now it's more of a contract thing.
Sure.
Now. And really it's just because the relationship I have with them. And, I think we have the same, outlooks on what we see. They value relationships, they value families, they make sure everybody is good. And that's what I love to do as well.
Great brands banded together,
as a human. And that's one thing about it. They care about family. I care about my family. We all care about family. So, that's probably the biggest thing about this partnership. Not just because of the the Hyatt name and because my name's Hyatt, their name's Hyatt, but I think just the overall value of knowing that we see the same things and want the same things, and that's the best thing about it, and that's what I love about this partnership.
Great. It's great to find partnerships with people who think the same way as you, and when you find that, it's going to be a long-lasting relationship. We got to ask you, man, you going to be for the game and who you like?
Yeah, I played against the 49ers. I want to say week 3.
Is that Thursday night game?
Yeah, Thursday night game. And the only thing I remember from that game is, whenever DJ would, snap the ball, remember I would run a route and I look back and he's scrambling for his life.
Which was important for the rest of the season right there.
Just scrambling for his life. So, man, I like the 49ers. I think they're a complete team, but the problem with it is I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. He been there before. He won it before. I feel like he has good guys around him. I'm very big on Rashee Rice. As a rookie, I like him a lot. I think he's going to have a big game in the slot. Chiefs defense as well, they're complete, and I know the 49ers is a complete team as well, at the same time they come out first hitting. They might end up winning the game, but I really think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs that win. And if I had to have a score, I'd probably say 24-17, just because of how the 49ers play. They like to hold the possession of the ball a lot. They love to run the ball, obviously, with Christian McCaffrey, and I think their time of possession is crazy. I remember when we played them, like they had the ball like the whole first quarter,
right?
And then we're just sitting on the sideline, like, man, when we going to get out there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Getting tight.
That's one thing they're very, very good at. And if they do come, if the 49ers come out and they control the time, they control their possession on offense, then I have to go with them. But right now I'm going Chiefs 24-17.
That makes sense, and you're right. The Patrick Mahomes of it all, I gotta imagine, is you're a confident player, but there's some level of you that that you're just like, that's Patrick Mahomes, and you have a heart. You have to break. So that's what the Niners are fighting against, more than just the great team. They're fighting against that psychology.
That's the biggest thing about it, and 49ers got a great team. We all know that they're a complete team. They have an O-line, they have the running backs, they have receivers. They have a quarterback who's good at managing the ball, who doesn't throw in traffic, doesn't throw a lot of picks. He just manages the offense, and that's what you need. And that's how you win games. And not only that, their defense. Obviously their D-line. They get back there quick, and if they do that against the Chiefs, they will have that chance. But the problem is that we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, and I always believe that you go as far as your quarterback, and with Patrick Mahomes, we all know what he can do. Obviously he's a Hall of Fame type player, and if he comes out and he's hitting, it's going to be a long game.
Watch out for Hendon Hooker this year in Detroit, by the way, on the subject of quarterbacks. That's one of the most interesting storylines of the offseason, and his return and how Detroit handles that.
Good dude.
I love him. Obviously he's my quarterback in college, and we have a great relationship, and always, when he got drafted to the Lions, I thought that was a perfect spot for him, man. Perfect spot. Because now he's getting back healthy. I think that's a perfect spot for him. He has receivers around him. He has running backs. He has a duo of running backs. He has a good old line, great coaching staff. It's a great spot for him.
It's Detroit, but other than that, it's a nice place to be.
It is Detroit.
He is Jalen Hyatt, and he is right here on Radio Row. New York Giant wide receiver. Check him all season long. Thanks for stopping by, man. It's a genuine
Enjoy
pleasure.
Mexico.
Yeah, man.
I will.
Take it easy on the Cowboys.
Jalen Hyatt right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Best Bail Bonds. Big game coverage live from Las Vegas. Powered by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Synergenics, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.